Hello my sweet potatoes, I just gave money to a game that barely exists. Not a lot of gameplay, no release date, just vibes and trust. The game? The Expanse Osiris Reborn. And yes, I backed it as a founder. So today I'm looking for an answer to this question. Why would a normal, skeptical, slightly cynical, emotionally unstable and very handsome space potato take that risk? Let's talk about it. This is a single-player action RPG made by Owlcat Games. Now, before we go full space potato mode, let's add some context. Who is Owlcat? Owlcat Games is a nearly 10-year-old studio founded in 2016 by Oleg Spilshevsky and Alexander Mishulin. They have around 450 employees across multiple countries and they mainly make RPGs. Their first game in 2018 was Pathfinder Kingmaker, followed in 2021 by Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Both were isometric RPGs built in Unity. And then came Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, again an isometric RPG based on the Warhammer 40k universe, and part of the studio is currently working on Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy. So yes, these people understand RPG systems, but the Expanse Osiris Reborn will be their first Unreal Engine 5 game. Their first single-player third-person action RPG. And holy potato, it looks good. I've been a fan of The Expanse since it first aired in 2015 on Sci-Fi, created by Mark Fergus and Hawk Osby based on the novels by James S.A. Corey. Now, I haven't physically read all the books because I don't have hands, so turning pages is difficult when you're a potato, but I have listened to the audiobooks and man, they are incredible. The early story was based on Leviathan Wakes, Caliban's War and Abaddon's Gate. The story takes place far in the future where humanity has colonized the entire solar system. The three biggest powers are the United Nations of Earth and Luna, the Martian Congressional Republic and the Outer Planets Alliance, the OPA. Earth looks clean and civilized on the surface, but it's a capitalist system with some pretty authoritarian edges. Mars evolved into a highly militarized, hyper-focused society, efficient, disciplined, and slightly terrifying. And both of them, they squeeze the belt for resources. Belters do the dangerous work, Earth and Mars take the profits. So yeah, it's basically the world we live in now, just in space. And what makes The Expanse so good is that it doesn't rely on magic, destiny, or the chosen one. No space wizards, no prophecy, just politics, power struggles, consequences. Real people making brutal decisions. Incredible characters with depth, massive tension, and stakes that actually matter. To me, it's one of the greatest sci-fi productions ever made. And that's coming from a potato who cried during Avengers Endgame.
Hey, Captain Raimi. Captain Sam, can you hear me? On your left.
The game tells a new story that expands the universe and is canon to the early books and show. You play as the commander of the Pinkwater Security Mercenary Squad. You control a frigate, you command a crew, you fight for survival across a solar system. When you first start the game, you choose your background, Earther, Belter or Martian. And this choice needs to matter. It can't just be flavored text. If I pick a Belter, people should treat me differently. If I pick a Martian, that should change dialogue and political tension. Your background should influence how you solve problems. You'll recruit companions along the way with their own skills and personalities, which is great, but we all know the danger here. If companions have bad AI, if they block doors, if they ruin stealth, I will personally open the airlock. What I expect, and honestly what The Expanse demands, is meaningful choices. As you progress, decisions should impact relationships and political outcomes. This must be strong, because politics and consequences are the core of The Expanse. If the choices don't hurt a little, this is not The Expanse. A larger part of the game takes place on your spaceship, which acts as your home base. You can upgrade it, add companions, install gadgets, and from there you travel across the solar system. Even if the main story is relatively linear, side missions need to create a sense of freedom. The Expanse universe is massive. If it feels small or limited to a handful of corridors and just loading screens, it will be very disappointing. And you do not want to disappoint this potato. We should be visiting places like Ceres, Luna, Mars and Eros and Ganymede, and these iconic places need atmosphere. Belter stations should feel industrial and claustrophobic, Mars should feel disciplined and militarized, and Earth should feel bureaucratic and overwhelming. I really want to feel the Expanse. I want reference to the series. I want environmental storytelling, and I want to feel the politics in the architecture. From what we've seen, this is a third-person cover-based shooter with stealth elements. Zero-gravity sections could add something really interesting and has some nice gameplay elements. Gadgets and environmental interactions seem important. Puzzles, skills unlock, RPG systems, and yes, these are all clear Mass Effect inspirations. And honestly, Mass Effect meets the Expanse? That is not an insult, that's a dream scenario. Steal what works, improve it, make it darker, make it the Expanse. Now, here's the real part. I'm normally skeptical. The modern games industry is brutal. There are no second chances anymore. If this launches unfinished, broken, or just okay, that sticks and then it will fail. And the Expanse deserves better than a 7 out of 10. But I took the risk because Owlcat understands RPG depth, the IP is incredible, the Unreal 5 engine gives them power, looks great, the lore is deep enough for multiple games, and the fanbase genuinely cares. All the ingredients are there. This could be something special. So yes, I became a founder. Not because it's guaranteed, but because it has potential to be incredible. Owlcat, don't disappoint this potato. I have faith, and faith is rare. If you love the Expanse, and if you trust the potato, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm following this game on Earth, Mars, and the Belt, and I'm not going anywhere. Thanks for watching. See you next time.